Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om, Pranam Swami.
Pranam. So what is to be? Pranam. Pranam. What should be shared? Today morning in the Bhajan Hall, when we were sharing the words of wisdom of Virar Papa, this particular portion came up. It requires a lot of pondering, not merely hearing and going. Concentration precedes meditation, and perfect stillness of mind follows meditation. For developing concentration, various methods are employed. Of these, the practice of fixing the mind on any form of God's many avatars or on the sound of His name is the easiest way for one who is on the path of bhakti. Any form or name of the Lord or both, which you hold dear as your Ishta, may be taken up for this practice. You usually start with a picture or an image of the Lord before you, and fixing your gaze upon it, take this object as a symbol of the Almighty Truth. After a period, the form to which you are devoted gets stamped on the mind, and then you can mentally concentrate upon that. Side by side, you can also repeat His name by the tongue. When you adopt mere repetition as the means for concentration, you have to assume that the sound of the name is itself a symbol of God. By gradual practice, the external repetition will lead to an automatic repetition of the name in the mind. When thus either the form or the name comes into the mind constantly, you will attain concentration. By this sadhana, you will be able to curb the restless nature of the mind. Without this preparatory process, meditation becomes impossible. Meditation means making the mind dwell upon the attributes of the Lord as described in the Gita, namely that He is eternal, all-pervading, absolute freedom, peace, wisdom, love and bliss. Then a stage will be reached when all the waves of the mind will cease and it will be bathed in the stillness of the transcendent reality within yourself. The object of meditation is to merge your individual sense and existence in the universal light and vision of God. You will then, as a result of your sadhana, rise above the body idea and realize the omnipresence of God. The above are a few hints on concentration meditation. What is needed for a sadhaka is earnestness, perseverance, steadiness of the purpose. The path is difficult for one who is lukewarm about it, but it is easy for one who is really sincere and resolute. We might get some idea when we try, we are set on the process rather than on charcha. And this helps in our daily activities. Because the mind is being now trained to concentrate on one at the exclusion of another. The word concentration is very, very helpful. We feel that all this will be possible only when the me and mine, get subdued. So now we remember why Papa was insisting that this has to be practiced not during chanting only. During the non-chanting time, what we do matters a lot. Because with concentrated effort, when we handle anything, at home, in our field of profession, or with our friends, whatever we do, it will become perfect. Because the mind has been trained to concentrate upon one thing at the exclusion of others. Many of us may be doing it. But we are not aware of this fact. When we are trying to draft something, a letter or an article or a presentation, we concentrate, So the same thing, but we are not aware that, because when we become aware, the same thing can be applied whenever we take to inward journey. So concentration is not something which we have all of us have been successfully implementing in our life without knowing that it is concentration. That which we like most. Suppose you are thorough with the subject and you are asked to share your thoughts. Then while delivering the talk, it will be concentrated on the theme only. Same thing when we take up any work at any place. So during the non-chanting time, what we do matters to make our chanting more and more effective. So we should not treat this chanting as a compartmentalized activity. When we go to ashram, when we go to bhajan hall, when we go to samadhi mandir, we chant, and then it must have its own impact on during the non-chanting time. When we were, for the sake of somebody, when we were reading Puja Mataji's views on the ashram life, she says, the ashram is a school. You have come here to learn universal love and service. What is the use of coming here year after year and staying here for months if you have not imbibed even the rudiments of universal love and service? What use is an ashram, mutt or mandir if the devotees who go there make no progress at all on the spiritual path? Does any school allow its children to simply come to the classes, sit for some time, go away without passing a single examination? How can you prepare yourself to appear for examination when you have not even gone beyond the A, B, C alphabets? Baba. You should not simply stand outside the gates of the mansion, shower compliments and praises on the Guru, then turn back without bothering to enter the gates and experience the bliss of the Guru's eternal being. The main reason why you hesitate to enter the gates of the mansion is because the world outside is the world of I and mine, and you are scared that if you enter the gate and when your mind turned towards the Guru, you would lose the world you have been hugging as yourself. You do not realize that far from losing your world, you actually gain the whole universe, which become yours when you realize infinite and eternal reality. A sadhaka should be continuously examining his actions to see for himself whether there is any tinge of selfishness in anything he does or says. He must always place others' happiness above his own. We cannot hope to progress on the spiritual path at the cost of others' happiness. It does not matter if he has to at times sacrifice his own happiness. So, whatever you do, think for yourself. If your action will make those around you happy or miserable, if it will make them miserable, desist from doing such an action. For that, a sadhaka should be in constant introspection over his own thoughts, words, and actions. When we were reading out to a senior devotee who used to come here during Puja Mataji's time, she immediately said, "Yes, I was there when she told us, but we did not understand. We were looking at her, that's all." So we were reading on concentration. No? So during the non-chanting time, whatever we do matters much to make our chanting more effective. And Papa clearly mentioned meditation is for stilling the mind. So many thoughts are coming. With Nama chanting, we try to put a fence so that all those thoughts, other than the Nama chanting thought, slowly fades away, and then concentrate on Nama chanting. Then the next stage, mental chanting. Then trying to still the mind. Mind refuses, again tries to go out. So he says self surrender, plead. No, I am unable to do here. And then slowly, if the mind settles down, though this cannot be explained, in order that we have some hope, that what will be the outcome. Papa says it will be witnessing, you develop a witness consciousness. Witness consciousness is nothing but realization of God. God means the power. At the moment, these words are coming because of that power. All our sense organs, all our body, mind, intellect are active because of that power, but whose presence we are not aware of. And then we want to become aware of it, and then the power will allow us to function as an individual also. Not that we are winding up wherever we are, but it will be with an added quality like concentration. The whole approach will be different. That's all. It will not be self-centered. We will be dynamic, productive. Everything will be there. Family life, professional life, social life, everything we will be leading it. So this coming to ashram or staying in the ashram, Mataji says it's a school. In our own place, we have so many commitments, preoccupations, challenges, duties, so many things. It drags us from moment to moment. So here when we come, we are free. And we don't have to bother about our personal this thing, because household things also will not trouble us here. Food is provided, accommodation is provided, lot of time at our disposal. And suppose the mind is behaving in an unruly manner, we can go to any place, we get oriented towards this. Suppose we go to Centenary Hall, plenty of words of Papa are there. All these things we should know, that we are coming here to train the mind, at least to get a glimpse of that stillness, the core of our being. This is what Mataji points out. And when we are on that, concentration will slowly develop, because the chances of distractions are less here. But we should be earnest. That's what Mataji said. We should be earnest. If we are not earnest, concentration precedes meditation. and perfect stillness of the mind follows meditation. For developing concentration, various methods are employed. You usually start with a picture or an image of the Lord before you, fixing your gaze upon it. Take this object as a symbol of the Almighty Truth. After a period, the form to which you are devoted, stamped on the mind, then you can mentally concentrate upon that. Side by side, you can also repeat his name by the tongue. When you adopt mere repetition as a means of concentration, you have to assume that the sound of the name is itself a symbol of God. By gradual practice, the external repetition will lead to an automatic repetition of the name in the mind, mental chanting. When thus either the form or the name comes into the mind constantly, you will attain concentration. By this sadhana, you will be able to curb the restless nature of the mind. Without this preparatory process, meditation becomes impossible. Meditation means making the mind dwell upon the attributes of the Lord as described in the Gita. Initially, it will be a auto-suggestion. No? Intellectually, we will be dwelling upon it, that he is all-pervading. We have no idea about all-pervading, you know. For the past few days, we have been thinking about this. When Papa says about attributes, 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 in spite of hearing why none of us are in a position to follow it. Because to know that, we have to open our eyes and see. Suppose he says all-pervading, we have to concentrate on the all-pervading nature. We must have some idea about all-pervading, you know. So the space in which we are now sitting, all of us, at home or wherever you are, and the space outside. All of us are in a room, no, in a building. Prior to the construction of the building, it must have been an open space. And when we construct, normally we don't recognize the space at all. We are carried away by the utility, the expressions we use it for, take it for how we use it. This is my drawing room, this is my office room, this is my puja room, this is my bedroom, this is my, we never say not to utter a word about the space. So the all-pervading reality, space which is there, in which all these assumptions are there, I forget. So I start thinking then, it is the space. Especially those who have bought a site and constructed it, they will be able to easily connect. Prior to that building, you know, there was only a space which is there, here, everywhere. And then the moment the construction takes place, we lose sight of the reality, space, and we concentrate on the utility value and we give a name to it. Suppose we start thinking, oh, it is the space only I am using it, but it was a nameless, formless space previously, now it has got a name and form. This sort of approach or pondering over might help us in our developing concentration meditation, to know that he is all-pervading.
Swamiji, like that, Chaitanya, about the Chaitanya, always I cannot.
Then only about the Chaitanya we are talking, To when Papa says you should, when chanting, you must bring in the attribute that we are chanting the name of one who is all pervading, who is indwelling. What is indwelling? Again, suppose we repeat indwelling, we may not get an idea. But we are thinking, how am I thinking now? How am I existing? I am existing because of the heartbeat, on which I have no control. If I ask the stop the heart to stop, it will not stop. So that means the heart beats not because of me at all, and because of that only I exist. So there is a power that makes me to exist. Simple heartbeat. So indwelling, but that's the power. Later on, when we go to Papa's or Bhagavad Gita, we know that it is the life force. Life itself is the expression of Atman. So the life becomes a reality when the heart beats in me. I can easily understand that. Somebody said he passed away due to what? Heart attack. Heart stopped. So what is it that makes the heart to beat? So when Papa says you concentrate upon the attributes, indwelling. So indwelling we can try with the breathing or heartbeat. All pervading because of the space. And then he says omnipotent, omniscient. That he is omnipotent. That means creativity, potentiality. Everything that we enjoy, it has come from somebody's brain, And we are all enjoying. So that potentiality reaches out to everybody. Potentiality, when it is revealed, it is not limited to that particular individual, that expertise, skill, whatever you call it. Oh, it's available to everybody. Omniscient. Similarly, knowledge, when unearthed. A language comes from within of somebody, through which we are conveying, we are talking. It's available for everybody, So like this, we try to link. When Papa says you try to think about the attributes. If we simply repeat it, we will not be able to connect. So suppose at that time, we start thinking, and this space is very, very easy to dwell on it. Right at the moment, we can easily understand that.
So regarding space, we can see the object in space. Can we see the space?
See the
space is very, can we see the space actually? We can see the things in the space. But how can we see the space?
That's right. That is what we are struggling, Though we have been hearing all these words, how many times we have been reading and hearing this. Papa says with attributes. But why is it that we have not been able to do so? Because we have not connected it. We are only reading it, What is God has placed before us all these attributes in a tangible form, in understandable form. He just wants us to become aware of it. So when we are chanting Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We are chanting the name of one who is within us, who is making us to chant. And his attributes are this indwelling and all pervading. So immediately pause the moment and start. We get a small interval, somebody is leading and we are joining. And later on, when we take to mental chanting, we have to read by ourselves. So while we are hearing this vocal chanting, it is a suggestion. We have to try. So that when we take to this mental chanting, probably that background will be slowly emerging in our mind. And as we practice, there is a likelihood that the mind may go out, the thought may go out. So to arrest the outgoing tendency of the mind, Papa's method of concentrating on the sound might help. Om Shri Ram. There is a sound emerging. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. So in this way we have to try. Then only this what we read will come clear to us. Otherwise, again, this is also we will go. By this sadhana, you will be able to curb the restless nature of the mind. With this preparatory process, meditation becomes. Without this preparatory process, meditation becomes impossible. Meditation means making the mind dwell upon the attributes of the Lord, as described in the Gita, namely that He is eternal, all-pervading, almighty, absolute freedom, peace, wisdom, love, bliss. Each and everything we have to keep on pondering now. Peace means what? We try to understand. Peace of mind. We say, I don't have any peace of mind. No. What does it matter? What does it mean to us? One after another, it is tossed here and there. A peaceful, serene. We get some idea. That means when the thoughts are still, that is what is called peace. And then, next one, wisdom. Wisdom is not merely knowledge. We can say that wisdom comes out from applied knowledge. Knowledge, applied knowledge. Jnanam, Vijnanam. One is academic, the other one is experiential. And so that is also he is there. And it is available for all. It can be unearthed by all. So that means it is there in everybody. Absolute freedom. We are not dragged by any cravings, infatuation, attachment. Then only we can say we are free, So pondering over these words, Papa is repeating this. I am reading it from Hints to Aspirants. By this sadhana, you will be able to curb the restless nature of the mind. Without this preparatory process, meditation becomes impossible. Meditation means making the mind dwell upon the attributes of the Lord. Because when you start applying this, you are putting a fence, it will not go outside. Suppose you are trying to know he is indwelling. How am I to know it is indwelling? So then you set a process by which it will not go out. Slowly it will lead us to the core of our being. Then a stage will be reached when all the waves of the mind will cease. And it will be bathed in the stillness of the transcendent reality within yourself. The object of meditation is to merge your individual sense and existence in the universal light and vision of God. We need not think anything outside, Just we remove the wall and the roof. The merging takes place, automatic. No other process is necessary. Automatic. That's what you mean. The one in me and the one in there. So when we try to dwell on this, some clarity will come to us. Not that we will immediately realize or anything.
But
What
clarity will not stay for a long time.
No.
That is the point.
Constant. Because we have not trained our mind on those lines. Immediately the mind will go somewhere else.
Of course.
Only by constancy is a must. Then he says, you will then, as a result of your sadhana, rise above the body idea and realize the omnipresence of God. God is not an object, it's not an object. The realizing that the thought becomes aware that the thought comes from that subtle and mysterious power. The above are a few hints on concentration meditation. What is needed for a sadhaka is earnestness, perseverance, steadiness of purpose. The path is difficult for one who is lukewarm about it, but it is easy for one who is really sincere and resolute.
Swamiji, Papa says man doesn't have his own will. Every will is
Only.
persuaded by the Lord. If that is the case, if man doesn't have his own will, how long can you depend on the will of the Lord?
Actually, everything happens only by the will of God.
Exactly.
Because if the life is not there,
Yeah.
don't think he is separate.
Yeah.
If the life is not there, the thought will not come.
Yeah.
But it is passing through a medium called mind,
Yeah.
which is not pure now, perverted.
Right.
So perverted reflection is called my will. True reflection.
Man has some will.
Man has some will, no doubt. Man has some will until he realizes.
Will with the Lord.
Until he realizes the will is coming from him.
Yeah. Right. Quite right.
And he says the moment we realize that, it changes its face.
Yeah.
After years of three years of struggle or 4 years of struggle, when he came back to the Panchapandava cave, one day, he felt the old thoughts are coming. Okay?
Yeah.
Then he cried. It stopped. Again, when next time when he came, he cried, Vaya, in spite of so much of tapasya, surrender, Vaya, why is that? Then immediately he heard intuitively, why are you separating me from anything? Am I not there in anything? That gives us the clue. Everything is his will, but when it is passed through a perverted or impure mind, it feels my will. And the moment this is clean, this is apparent, this glass is apparent. What you call transparent. When the dust is there, it may not be clear. Opaque, translucent, okay. We can say either opaque or translucent. So then we know that something is there, I am not clear. Some shadow is there, I am not clear. So when I move from the translucent to the transparent, it becomes clear. So nothing wrong with the object behind it, but with my instrument.
Yeah.
So Papa says that when the mind becomes pure, the reflection is directly, you feel it as his will. You don't feel your will. But because it is not pure.
I read somewhere, unless there is the grace, again I am repeating, so many times I have said this, nothing happens, he says, Papa says. Unless grace comes.
So that means the impure mind is praying to him.
Yeah.
Why don't you make it pure? You are there, but I am not seeing you.
Yeah.
That means I am unaware of your presence because there is a veil of ignorance.
Yeah. Remove that
veil. Please help me, please. I am unable to do it by myself. Yesterday or day before yesterday, there was an email where, some question about this intellect, Why is it that I am not aware of his presence? Something like that. So immediately we went to the Speaks, where he clearly mentions the intellect does not work by itself. It is acted on by the self or Atman, life force. The intellect can grasp external things,
Yes.
but it cannot turn back and grasp its own divine source.
Sure.
With a pair of tongs, you can hold material objects, forceps or anything, but the tongs cannot catch the hands which hold it. That is simple.
Simple logic.
Beautiful. Similarly, the intellect cannot grasp God or self behind it. The best use of the intellect is to help us know its own limitation. I cannot go beyond this. Self-surrender comes. With the intellect only I can see, perceive things and work out your plan through me. But to know you, it has not helped me. Everything comes to a certain stage and then stops. The experience does not come to us. So this is the topic message Papa is giving us today. Anybody would like to ask anything?
Sir, one thing I wanted to ask you, when the man comes into this existence, life, Bhagwan Krishna says, in
Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says,
Krishna says, will every man born in this life will come with his past karma. And when his past karma is not good, he has born with the, say, not in a guna. Guna is working in a, nature is working through guna. So if he has born in a tamasic mentality because of due to his past karmas, then how he can chant this Papa's name, because his mind is not made by his past karma to go into this spiritual.
Let us take our place.
Yeah.
Why should we think about others? We are sadhakas.
Yeah.
We try. When there is a blockage, we try to go over it. Why do we bring those things now? At the moment, we are trying to still the mind. Okay? With the help of Nama. Okay? As we keep on progressing, then we will come to know the meaning of Bhagavad Gita. Now it is only blocking us. We are setting ourselves on a process. We may fail. 100 times we may fail. But we are persevering. I will chant, I will try to hear my chanting. 1 minute, again I lose, again I will chant. Today I will try this 100 times I will chant. 1 or 2 chanting may be 100% effective. Doesn't matter. I will not lose faith. I will not lose heart. When I set myself on this process, because in Bhagavad Gita itself he has said, Abhyasena tu kaunteya. Yeah. So we let us try to take those things now. We have come because of our past karma, accepted. Why should we think that we are incapable of doing it? The very fact that we are discussing now is because of His grace that we have to dwell upon it.
He has shown the way.
And we are discussing, We are not discussing because we wanted to discuss. He is facilitating us to discuss. That means He is pouring His grace on us. But our mind is not conditioned or tutored to absorb this. So we just have, sorry, who is my previous karma, I cannot concentrate. No, something like that. No. He says, I have now made you to think about it, no? Oh, correct. You are hearing this concentration, meditation, nama chanting, how to make it. All these things are willed by Him. So He is trying to put us on.
His question is, when tamasic mind is predominant on you, how can you go out of that?
Now we are talking, Why do that is something which we have heard, tamasic mind.
Yeah.
But now we are talking about God only, So if you say this is also tamasic, then this is not tamasic,
God never tamasic.
So we are talking on sattvic lines. Oh, that means He is trying to uplift us. Even if he has given us a feeling that we are in the tamasic mood, now he is trying to lift us up.
It's Kripa is mercy.
Kripa is, that is called grace. Every moment he is pouring his grace.
So we have to be.
She laughs because always you bring this grace.
Same question from 3 years. He's putting the same question.
Normal tendency is there. Because we always, Papa always used to quote Swami Ramtirtha's words. Easy for us to remember about grace. I remember you, O Lord, because you remembered me first.
Yeah, exactly. That is
If
my
you have not remembered me, I cannot remember you. You means what? The life force, easy for us to accept. If the life is not there, I cannot express. I am a dead person. Oh. So he is there in the form of life. Jivanam sarvabhudeshu. He says in Bhagavad Gita, no? I am there as the life force. I am there as Chetana, consciousness. I am there as intelligence. So Papa clearly defines what God is. God represents that force, life force. God represents this consciousness. God represents this intelligence. Easy way to understand for a modern man who are in the digital era now. Previously, it was not necessary. There was bhakti there. Now the mind is, he is exposing our mind to so many thoughts. We want the, what you call the cause and effect theory, rational approach, logical approach. Because every day what we are dealing, we should be able to connect it with that. Oh, because of your intelligence, you are progressing. Because you are conscious of doing it, you know you are. Because of the life force, you are existing. These are all tangible, no? Understandable. So that is why in his one of his letters, he must have written it in 40s or 50s, we don't know the date, but he says, others have heard it many, many, many times, but for the sake of those who are hearing it for the first time, he says, in this world play, there is one power at work. This is called the life, Jivanam. One consciousness that witnesses all its movement. One intelligence that guides and controls all affairs. In fact, one spiritual radiance which is flooding the entire earth. This power and radiance is God, and His will ever triumphs. So, for a person who is living in as a modern person, to easily understand, he gives these three aspects, which is verifiable, which is knowable, understandable. I exist because of the life force, I exist because the consciousness is there. I exist because of the tremendous or bounteous intelligence given by him through so many people. All my creature comforts. This has come from intelligence. 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 Like that, every item has come from intelligence through somebody, and it's available for everybody. We don't know the author. Just imagine the language. That is enough. A to Z. How did it come to him? The other day I was going through one. There it is mentioned about the tea, One emperor in China one day happened to see in a boiled water one leaf, because of the wind, it comes in. Suddenly it changes its color. Then curiosity, the intelligence comes because of curiosity, probing nature, researching. All this nature, where from we got it? We have not done anything. So he says, Buddhir Buddhivadamasmi. I am the intelligence of the intellect. A to Z, 26 letters. Just imagine the person who brought it out. And a foundation like conjugation of verb, so that it has to be built on a solid platform, which becomes universal. So in grammar came. First letters, then the sound, then the grammar, or before that we don't know. Two letters joined together, it touches and kindles different emotions. Who planned it? We always use these two words, COMEIN, nice to hear. GETOUT, innocent letters. So when somebody was asking about the power of the mantra, how do we believe that mantra has got a power? Any innocent letter, when it is joined together, suppose you don't know the meaning of English at all, you may not know the difference between come in and get out. No, so you must have that idea. Those who have understood that, they will be able to know that come in is not get out, though they are innocent letters. When they join together, it touches and kindles immense different types of emotions in us. So it has got power. Innocent letter has got power. It is infused with power. Where from it got? So the person who conceived this meaning also, just imagine. So this intelligence is understandable. Consciousness is understandable. And then the life force is understandable. So Papa brings the subtle and mysterious power expressing in the form of Ram. Subtle and mysterious power, which he names it as Ram, stands for this one power at work, one consciousness, one intelligence. Easy for us to understand. Morning when we take any, suppose we take the brush, immediately we remember. It has come from intelligence, of a person. And how do you know that God has prompted? It's available for everybody. All his creations are getting the benefit. Those who want, he gives the inclination. Anything that is available, it's available for everybody, Just like the air is available for everybody, water is available for everybody, sun is available for everybody, earth is available for everybody. Everything is available for everybody. And there may be some gaps. We have to fill it with pondering deeply. So in this way, we try to connect ourselves. Then it becomes a reality. Those who are blessed with pure devotion, not our devotion. Our devotion is only 2 minutes in a temple, or it doesn't stay with us. And we don't dedicate or we don't surrender anything. But those who have scaled the heights like Mirabai, Tukaram, Namdev, in every state there are Bhaktotamas. To them, that form was 24/7. And they still live in our hearts because of that, not me and mine. If they are me and mine, we will not remember them. So their bhakti we cannot compare with our bhakti. So we have to now blend some of the aspects of bhakti, some of the aspects of jnana, and some of the aspects of karma. Papa puts it in a beautiful way. Devotion by itself is not the whole thing. Knowledge by itself is not the whole thing. Action by itself is not the whole thing. Combine these three in your life and manifest the all-round magnificence of your being. So we bring in all these dimensions. Suppose you are writing a letter, you should know how to write a letter, You should also ensure that the person who reads it, he gets benefited by it, joyful. That is the devotion aspect. And you should also do the act of writing, karma. You are preparing something, you must know how to prepare, the ingredient, the proportion, everything, that knowledge. And every time it is not merely the academic knowledge, it should be it should be palatable, no? Tasty. That is will always be there. Devotion is there. And the act of cooking also should be there. Similarly, we stretch it to even inward journey. Devotion to the power, that should be there. Papa's devotion, we understand, is that devotion. It is not centered on a deity or on an idol. But he is a Jnani Bhakta. Because he always says Ramdas and Ram are one, but still Ramdas would always like to be the Das of Ram. No? The Bhagavan and the Bhakta. The indwelling reality and the sense of individuality. But it is not pointed out towards a particular deity. If this becomes clearer to our mind, we will not become a dry jnani, nor an emotional bhakta, or a person who is indifferent to both and carries on with his activities. No. That is why he said combine these three in your life. So we try to bring in that dimension in our pursuit. Not merely jnana. It will be dry. Beyond certain level, we cannot go at all. So try to bring in that dimension. Oh Lord, I cannot move Puriya. You are praying, That means devotion is there. Beyond this level, I cannot go. Please help me.
You said about karmas, it is past karmas or this birth karmas?
Past, all these things, according to the Shastras, we hear. Actually, Anandashram devotees or Papa does not concentrate on this. Later on, it becomes clearer to us. During our sadhana, it is better not to hold on to one particular process. And the process will clearly make everything free from doubts. At this time, we are only academically trying to understand. But when we have set ourselves on a process, not only during Ramnam chanting, not only during the labeled spiritual practices, that means when we go to an ashram, when we go to a temple, when we meet a Mahatma, when we sit here for a Satsang, no. Throughout our waking time, if we try to set ourselves on the process, all these doubts will get cleared. Because we may think that past actions are blocking me. Then the indwelling reality will talk to you. You are now on this process. Who gives you this push? Oh. Papa used to say, later on we will understand, not during our process time. During the 1920 to 1922, that period he did not discuss with anybody. He did not consult anybody. He did not go and join anybody. He did not meet any saint. He did not go through any shastras. He was trying to go within and got the answers. And later on, everything was answered, and when it corroborates with what is declared in the shastras. This is the uniqueness of Papa's life. We try to store so many things from so many quarters. Even Papa's teachings we store. We are in that process, we are not setting ourselves on the process unknowingly. So now he is reminding us, be on the process. Be on the process, and then, now for example, concentration, meditation, he is giving us some idea. With this, we set ourselves on a process, not hearing only. And verify for ourselves whether it suits us or not. It might suit, it might not suit. And when it does not suit us, mysteriously you will get the guidance as to how you should go to the next, if you are earnest. I get blocked here. I cannot move anymore. When the prayer comes, mysteriously the door gets open. Your own path becomes visible. Now you are trying to follow somebody's path, Initially that is okay. But later on a stage should come when it should be cut out by our own. Because all of us are unique, That is why all Mahatmas are different, If there is only one interpretation, then we don't need any commentaries by any other one. One is enough, But here, Sanatana Dharma says, absolute democratic freedom. So each one tries to develop in his own way. Because each one is unique. Your body, mind, intellect, equipment is different from the others. So you have to cut out your own path. You don't know how to. So you follow somebody's. And then a stage comes when you are unable to move forward. Then you plead, appeal, cry, aspire, intense. Then it gets open. That is how all these things have come out in the life. When there is no chair in the world, how can you get a chair? Tell me. Huh? When there is no medical profession as such, the way in which it is now, somebody has to conceive, therapeutic, syllabus, curriculum, duration, test. First person to conceive this, dissecting the body. Somebody should. Nobody is there to tell where from he got it, So then each one is unique. That is why each the carpet is different from the chair. Chair is different from the fan. Fan is different from but everything has come from there, not from one individual. Each one is given some taste, temperament, aptitude. One gadget, another gadget I should get. One type of cloth, another type of cloth. One mat, another type of mat. The concept of a carpet, the concept of a t-shirt, the concept of a pant, when there is no pant in the world. How did he get it, When the pant is there, we can improve it. That's another thing. First, primordial intelligence. So let us set ourselves on a process, and the process will bring the outcome gradually. Let us not block it with anything from outside. Now, because now you asked, one more thing is becoming clear now. Papa used to say, you rely upon your own. However, what is that he said? Yeah. I think this will answer that. The life of the individual must grow like a bud into a flower, and the flower into a fruit. As we provide the necessary conditions and environments for the growth and fruition of the bud, so also is it with life. In the life of an adult spiritual aspirant, the best discipline for his advancement and ultimate realization is the self-imposed discipline. Here, imitation and abject implicit obedience to the law set by anyone, however highly evolved he may be, will, instead of bringing into being an illumined individual, only produce a human robot. Just imagine, he dropped his body in 62 years back. At that time, we have never heard about this robot, but he had heard. We don't know when this was written, 50s or 40s. He says, here imitation and abject implicit obedience to the law set by anyone, however highly evolved he may be, will, instead of bringing into being an illumined individual, only produce a human robot without initiative. All its inner powers and beauty unexpressed and unrevealed. The keen aspiration for attaining the highest truth must be there. Contact with the divinely illumined personality must also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth of the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. Clear? So if I am not progressing, I must know why I am not progressing. Unknowingly, I am influenced by the word. I get stuck. I cannot go. That is his, This is Papa's. I may have to take something out of it and then bring out something of my own. My own means not individual. What is inherent? The tendency, taste, might. How do I approach men and matters? The innate tendencies in us. Anyhow, think about it. Will tomorrow is Friday. Friday. Tomorrow it will be there. We'll try to continue that subject tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Hari Om.